This is another day.
All right, we live. It's official. It has been a while since the last time we went live. I don't know when the last time we went live. When the last time? Like November.
It's been a while.
I think. What movie was that? Nope. When Nope dropped, right before Nope dropped.
Oh yeah, it was December, November then. November,
Yeah. All right, we're live. We're gonna talk about CBDCs, with a central bank digital currency, Fed now, and some other stuff pertaining to the crypto realm. So I'm gonna let the person that's been bugging me every single day about getting back into crypto and everything, my brother Hamilton. We have his friend Steven on here. Steven, say what's up.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on? So go ahead, Ham, take it over.
All right, so I just wanted to talk to everybody, man, because there's a lot of changes going on in the world right now, and a lot of times the average person doesn't know what's going on. So when the .com, the internet came on the scene, a lot of people didn't know what was going on, where it was going, and the same thing is happening now with crypto. There's a lot of changes about to happen that people don't know about, and I think that we need to be educated on this because it can be bad and good if we don't, you don't have the right knowledge, or if you don't have the knowledge at all. So, Stevie, you want to talk about You want talk about blockchain first, Steven?
Hello, guys. How we doing tonight? So, and just my words, not 100% how it actually is, but just to simplify it for people that don't really know, blockchain is basically a digital ledger. So, in the regular financial system, you have a ledger that only one person can see. So you don't know what's being put down, the sum of what's being put down, or put down to who. So in a way, there's no control other than a centralized control. And with blockchain now, everybody can see it. It's public. If you want to go look at it today, you can look at it today. If John want to look at it tomorrow, he can look at it without having to go to somebody to get permission to see things that is really theirs. And it opened up your finances. You have control. Nobody can stop you from doing what you want to do, going where you want to go. Because if you were to try to go and, let's say, take gold, as soon as you go to the airport, that bad boy is gone. And with blockchain now, you can have it on a UBS drive and you can just go wherever you want and you're good. So that's just my thoughts on it.
Oh, that was right on the money.
Yes, sir. So let's go into, okay, so we know what blockchain is. So let's go into, the different, it started off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin was created in 2009. And, Bitcoin is the main thing everybody knows about. So it started in 2009, right after the recession in 2008. It's actually created in 2008, but it hit the scenes in 2009. So everybody knows about Bitcoin. It's like the gold of crypto.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's a lot of other things going on, a lot of other tokens that hit the scene, coins, Ethereum and all that stuff. But now you're going to be hearing, and we have heard about CBDCs. Ron DeSantis just had a talk a few days ago when he's trying to block CBDCs altogether because of what it can do or what the government can do with CBDC. So like Jamari said, CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. So, right now the fiat, the money that we have now is all printed from the Federal Reserve, the central bank digital currency. But now They're about to actually, every country is doing this. Every country is in the process of making a CBDC. China, Japan. I just looked up the other day, Antigua and Barbuda already have it, and 6 other Caribbean islands have CBDCs already. Antigua Barbuda is called, it's under Dcash. I forgot the name of it. It's called EC. I forgot the name of it. But so as these things begin to roll out, you're going to see a lot of changes to your bank account. You're going to see more faster payments. Let me go right into Fed Now. So CBDCs is going to be made by the Federal Reserve. So Fed Now, for the Fed just made a service called Fed Now. So they're going to be able to, I'm just going to read it here. The Fed Now service will be available to the depository institutions in the United States and will enable individuals and businesses to send instant payments through their depository institution accounts. The service is intended to be a flexible, neutral platform that supports a broad variety of instant payments. At the most fundamental level, the service will provide interbank clearing and settlement that enables funds to be transferred from the account of a sender to the account of a receiver in near real time and at any time. So none of this stuff is new, by the way. Tokens such as XRP could already do this, XLM, Algorand. So the Fed Now is actually using blockchain to speed up payments. So the real estate market is going to be different. They're talking about, Bank of America is talking about doing fractionalized title, so that you're going to be able to do things with your title that you could never do before. What's up, Jalen? You here?
Oh,
What happened?
what did I just do?
But so Fed Now service is operating using something called Cypherium. I had to dig for that one too. Cypherium, it's not on the outskirts. Like, there's a lot of digging you have to do in this crypto market. So Cypherium is like a layer 1 blockchain. It's at the base level. That means that things can be built upon it. It's like Ethereum, same for Avalanche, same for all these different crypto layer 1 tokens or layer 1, whatever. What would you call it, Stephen? What else? Not a token, but
You're right. They're layer 1s.
Okay.
So they'll either be a layer 1 or a layer 0, and everything will be built on top of it.
Yes. What up, Jay?
What's up, man?
How you doing, man? Glad for you. Happy you joined, man.
Hey, absolutely. Glad to be here, man.
I was just discussing about the CBDCs and what Federal Reserve is doing with the Fed Now service. Have you heard any of that stuff?
No, I haven't heard anything about any of that.
Go ahead,
So,
Mark.
okay, so what the I would say the main con of, you mentioned DeSantis. So what DeSantis is talking about and why Florida, he is banning central bank digital currency. We're trying to ban CBDC here in Florida. He's also talking to the governor of Texas. I forgot the name, Patrick Dan or something like that, about banning it too. The reason being is not just, like Hampton said, it's nothing new, right? This is not even new in the form of digital currency, and it's being powered by a blockchain, but it's not really utilizing the blockchain. But what it will do, what the fear is, what DeSantis is talking about, it's a programmable token. It's a programmable digital currency. 90%, over 90% of digital, all money is digital anyway. So digital currency isn't new. Most people use their money in the form of digital currency. So it's still on the fiat system. It's nothing new. It's nothing groundbreaking. The only thing that it's doing is what DeSantis is saying is that since it's programmable, so imagine that during the what they call it, when they was giving people stimulus checks, right?
Yeah.
They could literally airdrop that to everybody instantaneously, right?
That's crazy.
But the programmable part of that is they could put a stipulation on it saying that you have to spend it within a week or it disappears from your account. Right? He's also saying that they can limit you on how much gas you can purchase, right? How much just basic necessities that you can use if they wanted to program it to be able to stop you from buying things, they could. An example I gave my brother too about cash and the misconception, so to speak, about cryptocurrency, like Stephen brought up, we can see people always think, using digital currency, cryptocurrency is anonymous. Well, it is, but it isn't, because you can still see everything that you interacted with if they get it like your hash, right? The thing about this is when you use cash on a day-to-day basis, right? You got cash in hand, you go to the barbershop, you get your hair cut, right? The only way we know that you got that you spent cash is if somebody's been tracking you or they looked at a camera, see where you spent your money at. That is the only way they can really track cash. With this digital currency that the Fed is trying to release, they can see and monitor everything that you purchase.
Dang.
Everything. So all they're trying to say, oh, it's a new way of using cash. It's really not. What DeSantis' fear is that they can monitor everything. So now you're giving even more power to the central bank. So the central bank is seeing this cryptocurrency stuff going on, and they're like, we got to figure out a way to get into this thing before it gets out of hand, because the whole thing of cryptocurrency is decentralized finance, right? Away from a central bank, away from a specific government having full control over it, right? But in this case, you're giving more control to the central bank since they're going to be utilizing it. It's like they're a third party, but now they can intercede in ways that the government couldn't do now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main, I would say, main thing that they have against it. When Hamilton was talking to me about it, he was excited, and then I just listened to him. I'm like, hold on here. I said, that doesn't sound good. Let me what you talking about? Hamilton's all about making money. He's like, I'm like, yeah, but I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's something that you really, obviously you, as an investor, you're an opportunist, right? You're an opportunist. But sometimes in being an opportunist, you got to be wary of what you are about to partake in and how this thing can really.
I agree with you with that one. Don't mean to cut you off, but
go ahead.
The last conversation that me and Hamilton have through text, that's exactly what I was telling him. Because he was telling me about I forgot the name of the group, but
ISO 222.
Yes, and all the cryptos that are in there are working with the financial system, which is not bad. It's not bad because it helps bring other businesses into the Web3. But like you were saying, it also puts them in more control, because if they are the forefront, then they can dictate how things go. And that's what you don't want. And Hamilton can tell you, I always tell him, you want to have a wallet, because you want to make sure that your money is your money. Because even though you got your money in an exchange, it's still a what's the word I'm looking for? A centralized entity. So, like, I don't know if you guys know much about FTX, but FTX went down, and everybody who was in there lost their money. So now they're making pennies on the dollar trying to get back their money. And you want to have a portion of your money there, but not all. So if something hit the fan, you could say, hey, all right, I lost that. I still got 75% over here, and just like what you were saying with the CBDC, it gives instant cash wherever you need it. But like you say, it's tracked. So if you think about, like, in Canada, when we had the truckers and they were trying to stop the truckers' bank account and they were blocking it and stuff like that, With a CBDC, all that can happen instantaneously. They just look to see what address you got, and they don't like what you said. They lock it down, and then you have no funds. You out of it. So I mean, it has its positive and it has its negative. All you have to do, if you want to invest in it, you can, because I have some of those tokens too. But you want to see them more like a pump and dump. You know, you don't want to be married to the coin. You want to see where you can make the gains and then go from there. You don't want to go, oh, this is going to change the world for X, Y, and Z, and then now you're caught up in it, and then when it gets to a point and they shut it off, all your funds are stuck.
In other words, you don't want to throw your rent money in there.
Correct.
I actually have a little different take. From, you said pump and dump. So with the ISO 222 tokens, I won't. ISO 222 is I'm learning more about it. Like this is a lot of new information than I'm used to having. I have. Like it's very technical. It's very like you can go real.
Hold on, mute your mics for a second when he's talking.
Good. All right. I'm in the VPAC now. Okay. So ISO 222, it's like it's a messaging system. It's a data like Swift. If you heard about Swift before, that's what Russia got kicked off of recently from Biden. And this is a very important time too. Real quick, this is a very important time. This election is going to be very important. You got to be very careful of who you vote for this election, because they're going to be the ones that make the laws and the rules when it comes to crypto coming now. So it's not. I know a lot of you are Democrats. You like Democrat. I'm not either Republican or Democrat, but I know a lot of you are Democrats. But Democrats are people that try to get more government, in like they want more government, bigger government. Republicans want more small business and stuff. So you have to be real careful of the people that you're voting into this election, because they're going to be the ones to try. Because okay, right now there's an investigation with XRP and the SEC.
Oh yeah.
It's been going on since 2020. It started. So XRP was the first one. Ripple. Well, not XRP. Sorry, Ripple. Ripple utilizes XRP for cross-border payments, but they were the first to go after Ripple before any other cryptocurrency or any other token, any other coin. Ripple was the first they went after. Why? There's a lot. I can say a lot about why they did it, but there are bills in play right now from Tom Emmer and Soto. They have a blockchain bill that's out right now. It's for custody of wallets. It's to protect yourself. They can't make any laws against a person.
Uh-oh.
My fault. Somebody tried to call me.
Oh.
The custody of wallets. So right now, Tom Emmer, he's Republican, and Soto, he's a Democrat. It's a bipartisan bill to try to get them to not be able to make laws against people custodying their own cryptos, like Stephen was saying. So me and my brother have something called Ledger Nano X. I can take all my crypto from crypto.com or Coinbase, and I can put it onto my, where is it? Right here, go right here. All right, this is the Ledger Nano X. I can take all my crypto and I can put them on this device, and it cannot be touched by anybody, exchanges or anything. Like it's on like like a wallet. It's in my wallet. This is what's going to be important when CBDCs come around, because they can't touch this, and this is the point of decentralization. They can't touch the cryptos on here. But I done went way off. I'm sorry, I do this sometimes. I'm talking about crypto. What was the original subject? I bounce around too much, man. That's the problem. But okay.
You were talking about the laws and the people to look out for as far as who you vote for. That's going
okay. Yes. So it's very important. Like, so you can't just be like, oh, I'm Democrat, I'm voting Democrat. No, you have to look at what these guys are signing into. Who is signing for the bills that's for us, and who is not. If it's not a Democrat, don't vote for Democrats. But right now, Gary Gensler, he is the chair of the SEC, the SEC. He's the head, and he's going after all these companies. He's going after Ethereum right now. He's trying to say all these things are securities, and they're not. Not all of them. Some of them are, but all of them are not. So he's trying to say Ethereum is a security. He's trying to say Ripple, XRP is a security. He's trying to say that now he's Coinbase staking. He's going after staking now.
Wow.
So
Staking too.
he just sent
Operation Choke Point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what they call it now. Operation Choke Point.
That's crazy.
So Gary Gensler, he's a Democrat. He's killing all these projects. Like, he's killing innovation here in the United States. Let me go back to XRP. XRP is like a token utilized by Ripple. It's a company they are a company here in the United States. They utilized the token XRP. It wasn't even made by them, but they utilized the token to send cross-border payments to other countries. I was talking about SWIFT. So SWIFT, where Russia got kicked out of, it's they interconnect all the banks using a messaging system that all the banks use around the world. So ISO 222 is an update to that messaging system. This allows things to go, like, the messaging is a lot faster, it's a lot more, it's more fine-tuned, it's better. So XRP, tokens like XRP or XLM or XDC, any of those tokens, I can send XRP to you right now and you'll get it in like seconds. Same for XLM. Ethereum doesn't do that. Ethereum takes a little longer than that, like 20, 30 minutes. It's still kind of slow. I lost Brad. Jamar, you talk, Jamar?
What?
I don't think it's okay. I don't think I thought the sound was off. Okay. But XRP can
Hamilton, you're getting too deep. You're getting too deep. You're getting too deep. You go confuse people.
I ain't trying to confuse nobody, but like you have to know this stuff though, because this stuff is like the CBDCs, like Ron DeSantis said it, like it's coming, it's here already. Like, different countries right now are utilizing CBDCs. China, Japan, Europe, the European nations. Oh, and have you heard of BRICS? Have you heard of BRICS? Oh,
I never heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of BRICS. It's China, Russia, South Africa, and I think Jamaica is the newest one to join.
There's a lot of them set to join BRICS nation. So they're collating against the dollar pretty much, like that, because we all know what's going on. America has weaponized the dollar. Like, okay, we kicked Russia out because of the Ukraine war, okay, and we have been bullying other nations when it comes to the dollar. Like, we have the reserve currency. So for Saudi Arabia, they only accepted American dollars to get oil at one point. Only accepted American dollars. The fear is right now that the BRICS, the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and he said Jamaica came on. Saudi Arabia is also applying. There's a lot of countries applying right now, but they're correlating. Like, they have a coalition against the dollar now to use different currencies other than the dollar to use oil and to do business other than just the dollar. What is that going to do to us? Because it's going to hurt us more than anybody else, because we have the reserve currency. Our money is all over the world. They say we $31 trillion in debt. We have so much more money overseas that's like trapped over there right now because the systems are slow. Like, there's so much more money overseas in different countries that are being held onto. But as soon as all Saudi Arabia got to do is say, we no longer are accepting the US dollar for oil. And a lot of that money is going to flood right back here to us. You think inflation is a problem now? Inflation is really going to go up. We have it's a serious problem, man. Like people really are not looking at it, they're not seeing it. Like we never.
I hope he did. Boy, you need to
Put
put
him
your
on
phone on do not disturb, my guy. Put your
My
phone
fault,
on do not
man.
disturb. So so do you guys think that? Oh, let me just put it up so everybody can see. So do you guys think that for the generation that's coming up now, it's going to be messed up?
Not if you have. Sorry, I'll let somebody else talk with them.
In my opinion, I hear echo. Let's mute real quick. In my opinion, no. I just think that like Hamilton has been saying every single day when he bugs me, is you have to pay attention to what's going on as far as currency. There's never been a more time in history that you have to be completely aware of what's going on in other nations and how money is being spent and how money is traversing the entire globe. Like, so if you've just been ignoring cryptocurrency, it's going to put you in a bad position. Like if you just don't know how the system works, like if you don't know anything about blockchain and why all the companies, even when we had a crypto winter after 2018, all the mega companies were still behind the scenes working with cryptocurrency companies, trying to understand the blockchain, getting their stuff together. And so when you see, in my opinion, when you see companies go after, Ripple and things like that, I told Hamilton, they're really just pruning. Like 90% of the cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, just have to go, just disappear. We do need regulation in that space, but as Steven said, or Hamilton said, you got to pay attention to the politicians and what they have in their policies to regulate cryptocurrency. That's the important thing. Because everybody is trying to figure out, one, how they're going to tax this stuff, right? How can they make money from it? How can they make money from your transactions? That's important. And if you're just completely oblivious to what's going on, you're definitely going to be in trouble. You're going to be behind the 8 ball. And if you're not paying attention, and I think we talked about this before, Jalen, on our last little live on IG, is if you're not paying attention. So what happens is when Hamilton's talking about Democrats, and Republicans are the same way too. I don't care for either party. But you have to pay attention to trigger words. If you're a Democrat, pay attention, especially if you're a minority group, pay attention to the trigger word. The trigger word is this person's racist. Once they declare somebody on the opposite end as racist, you're going to just ignore all their policies, which is a very bad thing. I vote for people that benefit my pockets, period. I do not care about anything else. I'm going to vote for people that have my agenda, what I want for me and my family. And that's how everyone should vote. Like if the Democrats want my vote, they're going to have to work for it. If the Republicans want my vote, they're going to have to work for it. And that's how you should do it. And now, like Hamilton said, now I'm paying attention even more so to what politicians have as it pertains to, cryptocurrency. So no, it's not going to get all messed up. My brother would call me, and if he called you, you'll be afraid because he's all Armageddon cryptocurrency type stuff. And I'd be like, yo, chill.
I'm not Armageddon. I'm just, there's different things that can happen in this. Okay. Nigeria already has their CBDC. It's out. It's called the e-Naira. You can go look this up. They tried to put it out. This was like 2 weeks ago. The whole like area in that country it was a frenzy because they tried to lessen the fiat currency or the dollar, their paper. They try to limit it so they can use the e-Naira more, but they didn't have enough paper for people to be able to use and get stuff because nobody like I read the other day that 70% don't have the type of phones to use the e-Naira yet. They don't have the type of phones to use it yet. So they tried to lessen the paper money, and it was a catastrophe because they couldn't get the e-Naira and they didn't have enough paper money. So I don't know what's going on yet with that because I haven't looked at it since that. That was like 2 weeks ago. But over here, we have high inflation. Inflation's going wild. It's going amok. And yes, we got it down a little bit, but a lot of people, a lot of economists are still saying that we're in trouble. They said we got it down, we got it under control, but then you saw what happened to the three banks: Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank. What was the third bank? Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank. I
always forget that third bank.
Silvergate.
Silvergate. Yes. Sorry. Those three banks, they didn't have enough reserves, or actually now they're saying that Silicon Valley Bank did have enough reserves. So we got to see what's going on with that investigation, because they said now they did have enough reserves, but the Federal Reserves pulled the plug on them anyway. So
to add what you're saying, sorry to cut you off,
sorry.
but one of the main reasons why Silvergate and SVB went down, because they had the funds, but it's a part of Operation Choke Point. And what's happening is that the government wants to limit the onboarding of crypto, because they were two major banks that a lot of crypto companies have.
Yeah.
And even SVB, some of the people who have over $200,000, because FDIC only insures 200,000. Some of them can get their money, but they had to sign paperwork to say that they're not going to do any crypto dealing. So they have to completely stop. So that's the reason. That's the reason why those two banks really, they put them down, because of Operation Choke Point. Now, it's not just that it's about cutting ties. One of the main things that they're trying to do is they're trying to keep control, not in a bad way, but they're trying to keep control, because we have this big wealth transfer that's going to happen. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to stop people like me and you from becoming multimillionaires, because who has the money controls everything. So what they have to do, they have to limit how many people can control stuff. So they're trying to, when you ever hear the phrase in stocks that when the big money miss out, they just pull the train back. That's what's happening. So what they're doing is, which is why you see crypto is going down right now, because we're in the bear market. They're pulling the train back. So they're trying to stop you from getting a lot of the funds so they can load up on it. And then after they load up on it, that's when they're going to change how they perceive it and go, oh no, crypto is good. Let's jump in. Because you can see, like right now, NASDAQ is doing where you can store your crypto with them.
Yes,
now, if they were so against crypto, why would one of the biggest thing for the, technically it's not for the government, but in a sense, why would they be doing that? You have Fidelity doing the same thing. You got Morgan Stanley and them, they're doing that, but yet still they saying it's rat poison. It's a lot of that's actually in it too.
I'm glad you mentioned that too. I forgot about that. But yeah, NASDAQ. You got anything, Jalen? I'm talking a lot.
No, man, I'm learning.
Stephen on point. Like NASDAQ, Fidelity, BlackRock, like all these, like he said, all these people are making custody wallets now.
That's crazy. So, because going back to what you were saying earlier, because you was talking about how you can put your cryptos on like the drives. Mm-hmm. So, what are they like against that? Because they basically have control over your stuff. Basically, if you don't have it physically on a drive, like if you have it just in the system, then they basically have control of it.
I would say they're against it. Like, well, not everybody. I would say the majority is against it though, because just of what they're trying to do, just on how they're attacking these exchanges. They're attacking exchanges now. And people were talking about, Ripple at first and saying that Ripple's a shit coin or whatever. But now they're actually they're coming after exchanges now. So you got to be prepared for anything. Like be prepared because you don't know what, like Kraken. Kraken, they cracked down on Kraken. They made them stop doing staking, I believe. Um, we already know about FTX.
Do
Library,
you,
there's a.
do
Sorry, go
you
ahead.
know why they're trying to crack down on staking?
That's what I was just going
Hey,
to ask that.
please talk to us about why they trying to crack
All right.
down on staking.
So
That's what I want to know.
the main reason why they're trying to crack down on staking, because staking is free money. They can't charge you taxes. There's actually been a court case because somebody, I can't remember correctly, but someone had filed their taxes and the government charged them way more than they were supposed to. They went to court and they won the case that you can't charge for staking because it's not money that you put in to buy and 3x it. It's something that you've gained. So that's the main reason why they're against staking, because they cannot physically charge you taxes on it.
And Stephen, just for the layman's out there, explain what staking is.
All right, so staking is basically, put it this way: you have a bank account and you have a savings. Let's say you put $50 in the savings. After the end of the month, you earn what, a 1.2% interest on it. So you end up getting, from $50, might get 25 cents added to it. So it compounds every month. That's basically what staking is, but it's a quicker version of it, and it pays a higher APR than what the bank would give you. And with like what Hamilton was saying with the ledger, you don't technically have to have a ledger. It's good to have a ledger because you can have a mobile wallet also. But the difference between the ledger and the mobile wallet, the pros and cons is the mobile wallet, it's everywhere with you because you always got your phone on you. But the bad part about it, if somebody hacks your phone and you have all your key phrases on your phone, bam, they got your wallet. Whereas the ledger, that's at home. So you can't do anything with that unless you have it on you. But with having a wallet, there's so many different things you can do. Like Hamilton can tell you, because I keep telling him, you want to have a wallet because on an exchange, the tokens, you might have certain tokens, and some of the tokens that you have, you actually gain crypto just by holding it for a amount of time. Whereas when you have it on the exchange, that same token, you never see the different coins that you actually make off of it because it's centralized. They control it. So it comes in, they go, oh, another free money in their wallet. Whereas when you have it in your wallet, you have some like that basically burn crypto. And every time they burn, a certain percentage go to your wallet. So you're gaining on top of that in your wallet. You can't do that on centralized exchange.
And let me add that banks are already doing this to your money.
Yes, they
Yep.
are.
When you have a certificate of deposit or when you have a savings account, they're doing that to your money and giving you a very low APR. And so the reason why I loved a lot of the DeFi projects, and I wish, that's why we do need regulation in this area, is because the APR sometimes, 5, 6, 16, 60%, 100%. Like some of these coins was giving you some good money back. And that's because what was it? I think it was KuCoin too. Several other ones that do it, but where you're actually a lender, like you're lending out your coins and getting an APR back, right? So this is what the banks do, but now you are now a mini bank, right? And you get to benefit and partake in what the banks are doing, and they're giving you very little money. And that's one of the great things about cryptocurrency.
Oh, well, real quick. Waynetta says, "My husband does so much research." And she like teach the people, honey. I'm streaming on my live as well. I'm trying to, but
I
sorry, go
read
ahead.
something. I read something. And it said something about uh for tax purposes, you don't have to. I think you only have to. What is it? Like state how much you've made up to 40,000 and above. Is that true for crypto? Do you know?
It's the same as if you were doing regular stocks. You still have to report everything that you've done.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you do have
The
to.
Yeah, the only difference between regular stock and crypto is more volatile. It moves faster. It goes up quick, it drops quick. Which is actually good if you really want to make money, it's good because you want the volatility. When you have a market that doesn't move and it just crawls like a crab, you don't make any money off of that. You want to have tokens that will 100x, 1,000x, because you can put in the least amount of money and make the most out of it.
I'm gonna go back to this ISO 222 real quick. The tokens. I can hear you. You muted, Mari.
So here you go with your trigonometry. Go ahead.
Listen, ISO 222 tokens compliant. So you have a few Algorand, XRP, XLM. I keep saying the same names, but because these are the names I believe that they're going to be very crucial. They're going to be very important. Same for Bitcoin, probably, and same maybe Ethereum. I don't know, but while you have all these CBDCs out that are able to see everything that you buy, see all your data, like now this is a central bank now, just being able to like Steven said, stop you from buying stuff, stop you from getting certain things, stop you from purchasing guns. Like there's many things they can do, but you have these coins that will remain decentralized. You can't centralize decentralized coins, no matter how you try to do it. Like Bitcoin can never be centralized because it's already set apart from any centralization. And if they try to centralize it, they control certain aspects of it, but they still can't control the coin itself. So XRP, XLM, Algorand. Algorand was made by a guy named Silvio Macaulay. He's a freaking genius, man. The dude, most of these people that made this stuff are geniuses, man. He was an MIT professor, and he had one I forgot what award it was, but it's one of the just a prestigious award that's very hard to get. So he built Algorand. Algorand's greenhouses, green coin. It gives off a little bit of energy, not like Bitcoin, not like Ethereum. So these coins are able to, like I said before, inside of it, but thanks for the addition. So these coins will be able to do cross-border payments. So from bank to bank, from overseas, from oil trading, from whatever kind of trading, whatever we bring in, whatever we send out. So cross-border payments is going to be able to do real estate. They're talking about tokenizing real estate. I touched on a little bit where right now it takes 30 days for a deal to go through because title stuff had to be checked, liens. But blockchain, when you tokenize, everything is going to already be listed. It's already going to be within the smart contract. So these deals are going to be days. You're going to be sending money right there in seconds, no wire fee, unless banks try to add on their fees on top of blockchain, which they probably will try to do. It's just so many things, and they're talking about tokenizing. I already said this too. Titles, car titles. There's just so many things coming down the pipe, man. Like games are already being built upon these things. Gala. Steven told me about Gala. It was at first when I first saw it, it was just Gala Games. That's what the name of it is. Now it's just called Gala because they're doing music and they're doing film as well. Me and Jamari saw that when they first hit the scene. So these ISO 222 compliant, there's only a few of them that are compliant with this messaging system. So Ripple, when that case ends with Ripple and the SEC, because they're trying to call it security, it will be the only coin or the only token that has any kind of real regulation on it, other than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin they're saying it's not a security, but it will be the only token that is not considered or that is regulated. So, and that's supposed to be, that case is supposed to end in either this month or by June, where we're supposed to have the judge is supposed to give her thoughts or her final judgment. So from there, we can either go to Supreme Court. We'll have to appeal depending on if XRP lose, go to Supreme Court, or there'll be like some kind of jury trial. But if they get the if it's not considered a security, Ripple will explode because they're everywhere. They're all around the world. They're in China. They're in Japan. They're in Russia. They're in South Africa. They're in Nigeria. They're everywhere. All you got, I can show you. I should have had articles ready because I can show you just different articles of where XRP. Oh, they're working with Bank of America. You go right on their site right now. You go Ripple.com. Go the people they're working with. Bank of America is right there, along with so many other banks. So these coins, I believe, are going to be the coins that remain out of all the trash that's out there now. Most of the coins that we have out there now, they're not going to remain during this regulation. When regulation hits, they're not going to remain. You'll be able to trade these coins maybe a little bit, but it's like poker, like how you used to play poker online, man. They took it out of the United States. Like you had to go do this other stuff to go and trade poker, but it's not big here. It's only big in certain places. So that's the same thing it's going to be for these coins and tokens. The majority of the countries are going to just.
I want y'all to pay attention. Like, Jalen, if you never watched Online Cookout Show before, this is the most long-winded Hamilton has ever been in the entirety. The boy he's give out 2 sentences. And what do you think about this? I think it's a good thing, and then he's done. This is how you know he's like invested and passionate about this.
It's
but one of the things that you said, and I really want to, what confuses people is you got to give them real life applications on what you're talking about. So just imagine that, and this is what current a lot of cryptocurrencies are able to do, is if you're working. Right, just very simple. Most people get paid bi-weekly, right? You work, you get paid, then not this week, the next week. Now most people get paid. With some of these applications is you get paid the same day you work. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for your money. You work today, I should get paid today. I shouldn't have to wait next week or the other week to get my money. So these are some of the things, the applications that people are really, and that's why, again, you got to be very careful because people are going to get excited about some of these applications, but not pay attention to the regulations that are following behind these applications. And this is very important. And that's why, like, since I've been doing my research just on politics alone, I'm like, Democrats be on some other stuff, man. They don't be following what, some of the things that I'm looking for as far as the future, right? Even, that's another conversation. I ain't gonna change the subject. But this is what we really have to pay attention to. And that's why it's important that you do your own research. Do your own research. It's going to sound like some mad science that Hamilton is talking about if you're not caught up on what's going on. So do your due diligence, as we say in investing and in stocks and crypto. Do your due diligence, do your own research, because again, if you miss the whole realm of staking, which staking is fun. And one of the things that I liked about DeFi, they make investing fun. That's one thing they do. They have little what's that pancake swap. I love pancake swap.
I completely agree with you with that one.
They make it fun, man. And then they make it in a way that you can really. I learned more about the banking system and how money flows. And I teach economics things but I learned way more just by going to like pancake swap, and I'm showing you how you can stake your money and how much your money you're staking, and then the different lotto systems they have. It's just fun. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's fun. But a lot of people are completely unaware of it. And then a lot of people are unaware of not only like Steven said, having a wallet, but also safeguarding that wallet. Because I did have a student of mine that was on somebody's Wi-Fi, some public Wi-Fi, and his whole MetaMask was wiped. White, gone. And he was staking with something, and they took his stake. They was unstaking and trading and selling. I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So that's why I said we do need regulation, because there are a lot of bad characters in the sphere, but they're gonna be bad.
To add to that, you also got some of these tokens that have some outrageous APR. You might have one that says it's they got 1,000% APR. Those ones you want to try to stay away from. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you can just jump in and jump out, but it's not something you live on, because they're doing that because they don't have money. So they're trying to attract you and showing these high APRs for you to get in. You want to stay within 1 to maybe no more than 24% APR, because that's sustainable. You want to stay away from the ones that saying like 500, 5,000. It could be a pump and dump, or it could be someone who's just waiting for a certain amount of funds to build up, and then bam, they're gone.
I'm laughing, Stephen, because me and my brother, throw you in there too. We did this firsthand. We invested in these companies firsthand. So they had they called them the DAOs, DAOS, decentralized autonomous organizations. That's what it stands for, Jamari?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we invested in these companies called Jade, Protocol, Time. What's that? Hector? Well, Hector's still around. Titano's still around, but we invested in these companies.
You're gonna put all the business out there.
Yeah, man. So because we jumped into it when it had kind of just started. Like all these companies were just starting, and they had these wild APYs. Tomorrow was the APY like 100,000 APY, 200,000 APY. We were like, oh, whew, gotta get in that. We gotta get in that, man. We said by this time next year we're gonna be millionaires. This time next year, look. And then all of them, most of them rug pulled. Most of them went to zero.
Yep.
So, but
that happened to me with Luna.
Oh, Luna, yeah. Luna was another one. That was a hard one.
Luna a DAO? Luna wasn't a DAO. Was it?
Luna, I don't know if it was a DAO though. Luna was a stable coin, right?
Yeah, it was a stable coin.
No, the stable coin was UST.
Yeah.
Luna,
Okay.
Luna was UST was pegged to Luna. So basically, it was you have Luna, and then you want to exchange it for USTC, which created more USDC and decreased Luna, and you have basically the opposite when you're using USTC.
What y'all got? So if some cryptos are come and go, which ones do we look to invest in? What should people stay away from?
Well, some cryptos come and go. Which one? Steve, you got this, Steve?
All right. So this is what I would say. You want to do your research. Number one thing is your research. Like when I was starting to help Hamilton in on it, all the time I would say research. You want to do your research. So you basically can't say which one is going to be here forever and which one is gonna go. It can change, because if you look back to see what the top 10 was 2 years ago, it's totally different now. So what you want to do is you want to see how much TVL, which stands for total value locked, is in a certain crypto. And when you see some that has like a high TVL, those are the ones you can tell that are going to be here for a while. So if you look at Bitcoin, the Bitcoin has the highest TVL. You can, and then you got Ethereum after that. So you can do those. You can still get in on some of the smaller ones, because even though Bitcoin is number one because it was first, And then you got Ethereum. Even those are up there, it still has a higher price point. So it'll take more money for you to actually make gains on it. Because you can put $5,000 into Bitcoin, it goes up to 50,000. That 5,000 might turn into maybe $8,000, $9,000. Whereas if you go into some of the smaller ones, you just want to make sure you're doing your research. You put maybe $100 into one, and that $100 give you that same $9,000. So it all depends on which one you get into. If you want to go with the safer route, you try to stay in the top 10 or the top 100. And then if you want to get more of the high gains one, but a more risky, because they could be a rug pull, or like the SEC could go after them and certain things like that, and then it drops. You can do those too. You just want to have a goal before you get into it. You want to go, all right, where am I buying this at? Where am I selling it at?
Mhm.
And once you have that mind process in, it's easier to make the gains and not worry about, man, I got into the wrong one, because you set where your limit was before you even started.
I like that. I agree with most of all of that stuff. I just said I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy anything because I say so. But I, there's been 3 cryptos that I know of that have stayed on the top 10: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. Even through this trial, even through the investigation with the Securities Exchange, they have remained in the top 10. I think they're 6 right now. But he's right. Do your research. You never know what coin or what token is going to be gone, or what token is going to get rug pulled, or what token is going to get investigated. So it goes as that. Like, you never know. But I believe ISO 222 compliant tokens, they're going to stay. They're going to remain only because they have built out the infrastructure. They literally have their XRP. They are ISO 222. Like, they're on that board. Whatever board they have ISO 222, they're on that. Same for XLM as well. They already put out the infrastructure and the wireframe, whatever you want to call it. Like, they have built this up. Now they're just waiting. They're just waiting for this one little thing, this little investigation. But a lot of countries don't even care about it. A lot of countries forget. We don't care about no security exchange. Look them up, though. Look them up. It's up to you. ISO 2022. They are the main, because it's going to change our whole environment. July Fed Now is going to be live. In July, Fed Now is going live. A lot of y'all are going to wake up and y'all just going to see changes to your bank. Like the payments fast, and you're like, oh my God, they're doing this. Some of them will never know it's from blockchain. You'll just wake up and it should be changed. And you're going to be like, oh, yes, I can do this now. Oh, that's cool. The whole time, behind the scenes, blockchain is the reason. So if you want to protect yourself, if you want to be ahead of what's going on, or know what's going on, you have to do your research. Like Stephen said, you have to do your research. I noticed that when it comes to a lot of different things that humans just period don't do. We're now in an age where we have all the knowledge in our hand on our cell phones. You can look up a vast amount of things, and we don't. This comes from financial stuff, even how the banks works. This can come with even biblical things. Like, we don't look up. I'm not gonna get into it. But like, we don't read the stuff that's there. We believe a lot of stuff. We hear a lot of stuff what people say, but we don't go back and look into it for ourselves and be like, oh, dang, I just saw, okay, he just said that, okay, I'm seeing it now. It's true based on the information and based on what I'm hearing.
Yeah. And one of the things you can do to help you with your research, you have one that's called DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama, it's when I first got into it, all it did was TVL, but now it's way more than that. It shows you the tokenomics. It'll show you if that company has been audited, which you want to make sure that some of these companies have been audited. So that shows you that, one, it may not be a rug pull. 2, they've done their due diligence, and 3, they are audited, so that way with the government they can say, hey, here's my paperwork, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. You know, those are things you want to look at. And then you have CoinGecko, Coin Market Cap, whichever one you prefer. I prefer CoinGecko. You want to go on there, and before you even buy that coin that you got your eye on, you want to go in there, you want to see, all right, how much what's the market cap is for that particular coin. If it's over $1 billion, then you know, all right, I can only make X amount of gains because it's already that high. So for it to go to another dollar, it's going to take maybe 3 more billions added to that to take it to $1. Or if it's under, what I tend to do is I look for more tokens, and they're usually smaller cap ones, but I look for more tokens that is between 100 million and 50 million, because they have more room to run. So you can put less capital in and make more money off of that. The next thing you want to look at is the circulating supply. You want to see how much of that circulating supply is out, because if it's only half of the circulating supply, which is not bad, you want to know where the other half is. If the other half is in VCs and private companies, then that means that you can buy the coin at this price, and then it goes up to $1, and all of them sell, and then now your coin that you bought for 50 cents is only now worth 20 cents because they just dumped everything on you. So you want to know those particular aspects too. So that way you can make a more educated decision. Well, I won't say decision. You can make a more educated guess. Because with crypto, that's what we're doing. We're making educated guess. Because you don't know exactly where it's going to go, how high, or when it's going to fall. Like, you take, for instance, Luna. Luna was paving the way for everything. And then you had all of a sudden now UST DPEG, and it just tanked. And you had a lot of people that had money into that. Like you were saying that you lost some funds on that one, and you just never know. So you always want to do your research, and there's different ways of doing it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I have another question.
We go ahead.
Do y'all think that eventually they'll move to digital currency totally and get rid of the US dollar, or do you think that's even possible?
Yes, I feel like that's exactly where we're going. Um, it's just they'll have more control with the CBDCs. They're going to have way more control than the dollar. You're not going to be able to counterfeit. Counterfeiting is going to be over with. You're not going to be.
Hold on. Are you saying cash dollar or like the USD?
Like actual cash? Do you think they'll totally do away with cash?
Yeah, I believe cash will be gone because they'll be able to control that CBDC that's coming on. They always wanted. They always wanted more control anyway, and they've been gaining more control. So this just allows them to have full control over what they can do for you when it comes to payments, buying and selling, and whatever else.
And I also told Hamilton before is getting rid of cash is actually, again, 90% of the money in the world is digital anyway. Getting rid of cash will probably save the government's more money just getting rid of it. Save money instead of printing it. Now, how soon will that happen? I don't know. I don't, like Hamilton said, like I think we said Nigeria. Some people don't have the technology. You still have people that at the grocery store they use cash. I don't ever carry cash just because I just think it's a risk here in Florida just have cash on you. I just don't do it. But some people do. Some people feel they like to have cash in their pocket. So I don't know how soon that will happen. Steven, what do you think?
It's not going to be real soon because they got a lot of kinks that they're trying to get out, and they've been trying to go digital since all the way back in the 40s. They've been trying to do that because the first thing they came out with was if I'm pronouncing it correct is Eagle Gold or Gold Eagle was the first digital currency that they try to do, which is basically what Bitcoin is based off of. And the number one problem they had was solving the double spend, which Bitcoin was the first to solve that issue. So they have to find a lot of things that they got to fix. Like one of the main thing they got to fix is figuring out a way to secure it, where somebody can't go into the system and just hack it and then take all the money out of the central bank and then it's somewhere in Costa Rica. You know what I'm saying? So those particular things they got to fix. So it's not a quick thing. It's gonna come out, and then they just gonna slowly fix this problem and then fix that problem. And then it goes. I would say we'll probably have maybe 5 more years or maybe 10 more years before it's fully out.
I would say the same, 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I was thinking about 10 years too.
All right, so let's finalize because we've been here for like an hour and 6 minutes. So, and Hamilton has killed people's brain cells. They're gonna have to do like some crazy research. So what do you think is the future? Let's say within the next 2 to 5 years, what do we think is going to happen in the cryptocurrency space?
In the next 5 years, I would say that we're going to have a lot of progress because we got companies like Microsoft getting in, we got Amazon getting in, and you got couple other ones that's starting to get in. So it's gonna be really good, especially right now because we're in the bear market, and Hamilton can tell you. I always say everything is 95% off right now, so you can get in really good in a good position, get some decent sized bags, and then because we got the halving coming next year, and when that comes, we're gonna have the bull run, and you want to be positioned right, so that way when that bull run starts, you make the money.
And something this one investor was telling me, he was saying something like, when you're investing in this stuff, trying to get like a quick run or whatever, it's not. Yeah, it's looking at it for a long run. So like 2 to 5 years, expect to hold some of these for like 2 to 5 years. It's like a long play instead of like, a lot of people are looking, how much can I make in the next couple of months with some of these cryptos. But the guy was just saying, this is stuff that you can hold for a while before you start to see the actual run. But people got to be patient, because I know, just like with stocks, sometimes people will like get worried when it drops, and then they're selling off and they lose money and stuff like that. But I think a lot of people have to realize like some of this is going to be like long-term holds type of thing.
I completely agree with you. I'm sorry, Hamilton.
No.
I completely agree with you. Like for me, for instance, I have a good amount that's long-term goals. Like me and my wife was just talking about this the other day, and she was telling me my crypto is an addiction. And I was telling her it's not an addiction. It's basically I'm setting myself up for a certain point. So you want to have your certain coins that you just trade right there and then go. And then you want to have your other coins that you hold on to. And like I'm not saying it to brag, but at one point I had over $50,000 in the last because I've been in since 2017, the end of 2017. And a lot of them I haven't sold because that's not my end point. And that's where your research come in, because when you do your research, you can figure out, hey, this particular token can go this X amount, and I'm going to hold on to it because I can see the real gold of it. Like for instance, you got Polygon Matic. Matic went all the way up to $2 and change, but you have so many different businesses building on. You got Amazon partner with them, you got Microsoft partner with them, you got a whole bunch of games and movie productions that's partner with them, and you haven't really seen the run that they should have, because honestly, Polygon would probably get, which is one of my biggest holding, would probably get to about $5 to maybe $15. And you know, if you bought a decent bag and you sell right now, yeah, you can make a good $5,000-6,000, but then you'll be kicking yourself down the line when you see that sucker hits that price that you've been waiting on.
Yeah, definitely want to do your research, because you don't, like Steven said earlier, you don't want to marry some of these coins. you don't want to marry some. Some are good for, again, get in and get it out. Other ones that, and then some of them, like me and Hampton, really used to get into their projects, like what they were wanted to do as far as the application. So it wasn't just a coin. It was like, okay, what is the application behind the token? Like, what do they really want to do? And then that's when we really would get into something. That's when we say, okay, I really like this idea that this crypto project is trying to implement. But yeah, I think, you know, the future of cryptocurrency is gonna look good. I'm just, like I told Hamilton, like, regulation is definitely needed. You're not, what we realize in the crypto space is the same money circulating over and over and over and over again. The same people are going from this project to that project to this project to that project, and until you get, and then some people get in, and Jalen, they get into projects like Luna, and they get burnt and they're done. They're never going to ever get back into crypto space ever again. Same thing with stocks, penny stocks. People get in, they got burnt. They're never going to trade again. They're like, nope, I'm done. Right. But with more regulation, you're going to see new money come in. And with new money coming in, that's when people that's been holding on, that's when they start making their bag, because they've already done their research. They've already were in their pre-regulation, and now they're going to be able to benefit from their hard research and them staying put.
What do you think these companies are doing right now? BlackRock, BNY Mellon, they're buying up all this stuff right now. Just the other day, they 490 million XRP tokens were bought and they were moved off to some other wallet. Like, they're buying all this stuff up right now. They're showing in the public that it's bad. Kramer and other people, they're showing it as bad, and then they're buying it up on the behind your back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
Like,
for me,
like I said, they're pulling the train back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So for me, the future of cryptocurrency, well, in 2025, they say most of the countries are going to have their own CBDCs by then. 2025 is the date. FedNow is coming in July. All these companies are still these cryptocurrencies they're building all across the country. Like, you think about Bitcoin and why it got so high. Bitcoin is like one of a kind. This has never happened in the history of mankind ever. Like, we've all had our own little stock markets. So, you know, United States had theirs, Europe had theirs, Japan has theirs. You know, every country has their own market. And, you know, some individuals can trade in those markets, but it's mostly rich people. It's not the common person. Bitcoin, yep. Everybody can buy Bitcoin. Everybody worldwide can buy Bitcoin. So you look at the price like, oh, wow, the price of, yes, because you have everybody around the world buying Bitcoin, not just in the United States, not just in Europe, not just in Australia, everywhere. So for me, cryptocurrency is going to be a good change, and it's also going to be a scary change. It's going to be scary for the people that don't know what's really going on, and there's going to be people that are monitoring their data. They already just from Snowden, we already know that we're being watched. That they can look at us at any time. They have our data. Facebook, they saying Twitter worked with FBI for that. Like, they already have. Go ahead, Jamari.
No, I was saying Snowden already did an article. He's already against he's talking about central bank digital currency as well. He put something out like, yeah. He's one of the people saying, it doesn't look good.
So you have to know about these decentralized things, man. We have to fight. Like, you actually have to put your name on. There's a guy named John E. Deaton. John E. Deaton. He's a lawyer. He's actually going in, like, he's doing amicus briefs for like these companies that's investigated by the SEC. So he's been in with the XRP. He's been in a library case and spoke. Now he's fighting for Ethereum as well. And I'm sure he's going to fight for Coinbase as well. But somebody's going to make a movie about this dude, because he's actually single-handedly, he's a lawyer that is actually going against the SEC on all these different cases. They're not calling him in. Like, he's going in on his own volition to fight these people. Like, because this, like I said, this time is very important. It's very important. People don't realize it. And if we just sit back and do nothing, they're going to continue to go with their agenda, what they've been doing all these years. So we have to fight. We have to put our names on these ballots and these, what do they call it? When we want weed, they got weed going on right now in Florida. What's they called?
What, change.org?
No, where you put your name on the thing where
the petitions type
petition.
thing.
There you go. God dang, petition. Yes. So you have to put your name on petitions. Find these petitions, man. You have to be on the front run of this stuff, because we just sit back and let this stuff ride. They're gonna put the laws out that they want to put out for the rich and for the elites, because it's the elites that's controlling all this stuff, man. The deeper I go, the more I find about World Economic Forum.
All right, Hamilton, stop. Don't save it.
They gotta know these names, man.
You've already killed somebody's brain cells. Like,
what I would say to add to Hamilton that can help some people out. There's a guy that I follow that I've learned a lot about money on. His name is Mike Maloney. He's on YouTube. If you want to learn how money works and how governments and different countries control it, watch that guy and you'll learn everything. And that will actually help get you caught up on dealing with crypto. Even though it doesn't have anything to do with crypto, it'll help educate you to the point that you're more aware of what's going on.
Mike Maloney?
Mike Maloney. He has some docu-series, 1 to 10. And trust me, they are good.
All right. Great session, fellas. I'm glad to finally be back again. Somebody gotta do a breakdown on everything Hamilton said.
I just gotta get it more. I gotta get it more together, man. Because it's a lot of stuff I'm looking at, man. It's just crazy. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, wow.
A lot of information.
A lot of information.
If you guys think Hamilton is bad, you don't want me to start.
He hasn't even begun yet. He hasn't even begun to talk, because when I'm with him, I'm like, deer in headlights. I'm lost.
Listen, you gotta learn how to simplify it for the people.
We gotta work on it.
Simplify it for the people, man. That's it. I appreciate everybody for coming on. Steven, Jalen, Hamilton. We'll do another one in the future. We could continue these crypto talks every once in a while, like once a month. Keep people updated on what's going on, so they can at least get a few little nuggets and not a whole hamburger. Hamilton tried to
next time,
full course meal.
I'm down.
Sorry.
All right.
Next time, bring articles.
Oh, you gonna say bring article?
The next time, bring some articles. I'm gonna actually show you like firsthand where I'm.
Well, when I get my new PC, I'll be able to do it. If I to put an article in here now, it'll just freaking frag out. It'll freaking frag out. The Surface Book is trash.
Last words. All I gotta say is just like Steven said, like do your research, man, and actually look into this stuff. The CBDCs, especially Fed now. Just look and just look at all these names, man. IMF, WEF, BIS.
All right, guys, we're gone because he's gonna keep throwing names out that nobody understands. But Steven, Steven's like, yeah. Everybody else is like, what? All right, fellas. Good chat.
All right.
Good chat, y'all.
Good one.